Dear students, in the previous problems we have discussed the first 7 problems of the 15.1 exercise, that is of the chapter probability. So now I am going to continue from the 8th one. Here in the 8th problem it is given that a bag contains 3 red balls and 5 black balls. So in a bag there are 3 red balls and 5 black balls. 5 black balls. Okay. So in this case our sample space is 3 red and 5 black balls. That makes total outcomes is equal to 3 plus 5 equal to 8. Here we have total outcomes 8. A ball is drawn at random from the bag. What is the probability that the ball drawn is red? So here the question is, from this bag, if I am taking a ball at a random, what is the probability of getting a red ball? Okay, so we have to see the favorable outcomes. Here my event is getting a red ball. Getting the red ball is event. So let the event of getting a red ball is E. Okay, so now you have to see favorable outcomes. Favorable outcomes getting red ball. So in the total sample space, how many red balls are there? 3. So 3 are in my favor. So the probability of the event E, or let us take it as E1. So E1 is 3, no? So favorable outcome by total outcome. So how many are in my favor? 3 by total outcomes 8. So 3 by 8 is the probability. Okay. In that another question is asked that what is the probability of not getting a red ball? Not getting a red ball. See, not getting a red ball in the sense you can get black balls, right? So you have to see that you should get a black ball. So you can say that not getting a red ball is an event which is equal to the event of getting a black ball. Okay, not getting a red ball means getting a black ball. So second one, just making few changes in this. Okay, let the event of getting, here you add not. So not the event of not getting a red ball is E2, and in this case the favorable outcomes. So I don't want red ball. Other than red ball, anything is okay for me. So here the favorable, other than red balls, how many balls are there? 5 balls. So 5 are in my favor. So here the probability of event 2, that is not getting a red ball, is favorable outcomes are 5 here, 5 by 8 total outcomes. That's it, simple. Okay. Next, moving on to next 9th question. A box contains 5 red marbles, 8 white marbles and 4 green marbles. So in a box there are 5 red marbles, 5 red, 8 white and 4 green marbles. Okay, so here I can say sample space is here 5 red, 8 white and 4 green. Okay, so that is total outcome is equal to 5 plus 8 plus 4, 17. So total outcomes are 17 in the sample space. Now the question is, one marble is taken out from the box at random. What is the probability that the marble taken out will be a red one? So in the first one, our event is, again you write the sentence, let E1 be the event of getting a red marble, not ball. Okay, red marble. Here favorable outcomes now. How many are in our favor? 5. Okay, 5 red marbles are there in the box. So out of the 5 marbles, if I get any one marble, okay, as my outcome, my event is successful. So here probability of event E1 is nothing but favorable outcomes 5 by total outcomes 70. Okay, that's it. So now moving on to second one in the same question. The second one is, what is the probability that the marble taken out will be white? So now event E2 is getting a white marble. Okay, the probability of event E2 is equal to favorable outcomes. So let us write the favorable outcomes first. Favorable outcomes. So here in the box, how many white marbles are there? 8. So out of this 8, if I get any one marble as an outcome, then my event is successful. So 8 outcomes are in my favor out of the total outcomes. Now probability of event E2 is equal to favorable outcomes 8 by total outcomes 70. Okay, it is in simplest form. So that is your answer. Next, moving on to next one. What is the probability of getting non-green marble? So here, other than green, anything is okay for me. Okay, in this event I don't want green marble. Okay, other than that, anything is okay. So other than green, how many marbles are there? 8 plus 5, 13 marbles are in my favor, right? So here let us take it as event E3 not getting green marble. Okay, so in this case favorable outcomes are 5 plus 8 equal to 13 are in my favor. So probability of event E3 is equal to favorable outcomes 13 by total outcomes 70. That's it, very simple. Okay, so now in this type of questions, the questions may be in somewhere like this. He may ask you the question, what is the probability of getting either red or green marble, either red or green marble? In such questions, what you will do? Okay, just an example. Either green or red. It means even if red comes, that's fine for me, and even if green comes, that's fine for me. So here favorable outcomes, you have either or. Whenever it is mentioned either or, out of that both, anything is okay. So here two colors has been chosen, that is red or green is okay. So getting, your event is getting red or green marble. So here favorable outcomes are 5 red marbles and 4 green marbles are there, total 9. So probability of this event is going to be 9 by 70, right? So another way of asking the question will be like this, something like neither red nor green, neither red. So here neither nor, when you are using, it is a negative sign. So I don't want red, I don't want green. Other than that, I want whatever is left, that is okay for me. So that event is equivalent to getting a white marble here. Okay, event of getting white marble. Why? Because here other than red and green means nothing but white is only left, no? So it means event of getting a white marble is same as neither red, event of neither getting red nor green marbles, right? So there are various questions like this, we will cover it. First we are going through the exercise, later I will try to cover experiment wise, like tossing a coin experiment, okay, rolling a die, okay, that I will. A piggy bank contains 100 50 paise coins. So in the example stress I am writing, so 100 into 50 paise coins, 50 rupee 1 coins, 50 into rupee 1, and 20 rupee 2 coins, 20 rupee 2 coins, 10 rupee 5 coins. Okay, this is the sample space. So here total outcomes are 155 coins plus 50, 1 rupee plus 20, 2 rupees plus 10. Okay, that is equal to 180 coins are there completely in the piggy bank. Okay, now what is the, if a coin is taken out, sorry, if it is equally likely that of the coins will fall out when the bank is turned upside down, what is the probability? So if you turn upside down that piggy bank, what is the probability that you will get a 55 coin? So here first one event is getting 55 coins. Event even I'm taking as getting 55 coins. So in this favorable outcomes, so 55, how many 55 coins are there? 155 coins are there. So 100 is favorable outcomes. So probability of event E1 is nothing but favorable outcomes, 100 by total outcomes 180. So if you do the cancellation, 10 by 18, furthermore if you divide by 2, 2 5s, 2 9s, 5 by 9, right? Next, second one in that, what is the probability that the coin will not be a rupee 5 coin? So it means this 5 rupee coin should not come, it will not come. So if it is not going to come, either of this remaining coins is going to come. Okay, any of this from the remaining. So here the event 2 is not getting the, write down, not getting 5 rupees coin. So here favorable outcomes are going to be, other than this 5 rupees coins, remaining, how many coins are left in that? 100, 55 coins, 51 rupee coins and 22 rupees coins. So total 170 coins are in my favor. So probability of this event 2 is going to be, means the probability of not getting 5 rupee coin is going to be favorable outcomes 170 by total 180, 0 0 cancel, it's nothing but 17 by 18. That's your answer, right? Next next one I'm going to explain short. So Gopi buys a fish from a shop for his aquarium. The shopkeeper takes out one fish at random from a tank containing 5 male fish and 8 female fishes. 5 male fishes and 8 female fishes. Okay, 5 male and 8 female. So in the sample space we have 5 male and 8 female fish. What is the probability that the fish taken out is a male fish? So very simple here. So favorite total outcomes are here, 5 plus 8 equal to 13. Right? Favorable outcomes is equal to 5. You want male fish? How many male fish are there in our sample space? 5. So here the probability of getting a male fish is equal to favorable outcome 5 by total outcome 13. 5 by 30. Very simple. Next, 12th one. A game of chances consists of spinning an arrow which comes to rest pointing at one of the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are equally likely outcomes. What is the probability that it will point at 8? First one is 8. Second one is an odd number. So there are 4 questions has been asked in this. So here the spinning the wheel has been divided into 8 equal sectors. Okay. So each of the sector has the equal chances of stopping at the arrow. So like this 8 sectors are there. Here it is given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and here is the arrow. So if you spin it, what is the probability that it will stop it? Okay. So first let us take the sample space, the 12th one. Your sample space is nothing. What are the outcomes possible in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So total outcomes are here. Total outcomes 8 are there. Okay. In the first one, event 1 is getting 8. So I have to see that in the sample space, what is the probability that number 8 will point at the arrow? So if we spin it, what is the probability that it will stop at number 8? So in the sample space, we have only 1 8. It means one outcome is in my favor. So favorable outcome is 1. So probability that The spinning will stop at number 8 is favorable outcome 1 by total outcome 8, right? 1 by 8. So in that second question is event 2 getting an odd number. It means if you spin it, what is the probability that it is going to stop at an odd number? So in the sample space, if I see the odd numbers, we have odd numbers 1, 3, 5, 7. So total 4 outcomes are in my favor. Okay, if the spinning wheel will stop at any of this number, my event is successful. It means it is stopping at an odd number. So 4 numbers are in my favor. The probability of event 2 is 4 by 8. That is 4 is favorable outcome by total outcomes. If you simplify it, you will get 1 by 2. That means half of the chances are there of stopping at odd number. Next, event 3. The third question is, what is the probability that it will stop at a number greater than 2? A number greater than 2. So here if you see greater than 2, how many outcomes are there greater than 2? That is, from 3 we can say 3, 4, 5, 6, and these all are greater than 2. So here in the favorable outcomes, I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It means if the spinning wheel will stop at any of these numbers, my event is going to be successful, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 outcomes are in my favor. The probability of this event is going to be favorable outcome 6 by total outcomes 8. That gives you 3 by 4 by dividing by 2, right? Next, moving to fourth one. The fourth question is, what is the probability that the number it is going to stop at a number less than 9? So in the sample space, if I see, all the numbers are less than 9, right? All the numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Means all the outcomes, 8 outcomes are in my favor. It means every time when I spin the wheel, it is going to stop at a number which is going to be less than 9, because in the sample space all the numbers are less than 9. This type of events are known as sure event. We learned about it. Okay, and probability of sure event is 1. See here how we are going to get it. So here probability of event 4 is favorable outcomes are 8 here by total outcomes are also 8. 8 by 8 if you cancel 1. That is nothing but sure event, right? The next question, 13th one. It is given a dice is thrown once. Find the probability of getting a prime number, a number lying between 2 and 6, and odd number. Okay, 3 questions are there, and here the experiment is rolling a die. So in that sample space is, so when we throw a die, we know that all the possible outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is our sample space. Now that is nothing but total outcomes. I can say that total outcomes are 6. Now my first event is, event E1 is getting a prime number. Okay, so event E is getting a prime number. So in this, my favorable outcomes are, so how many prime numbers are here? You can see 2, 3, and 5. 2, 3, and 5. So when I throw a die, if the number turned up is either 2 or 3 or 5, either of this number, then my event is successful, right? So here favorable outcomes are 3. 3 numbers are in my favor. So probability of event E1 is favorable outcomes 3 by total outcomes 6. 3 ones, 3 twos, we will get 1 by 2. It means here half of the chances are there that a number turned up is going to be a prime number. Next, event 2. Second one, event 2 is a number less than number between 2 and 6. So favorable outcomes you have to see. So I don't want to between numbers I want. So 3, 4, 5 are the between numbers, in between 2 and 6. 3, 4, 5. That is nothing but 3 outcomes are in your favor. So probability of getting a number lying between 2 and 6 is favorable outcome 3 by 6. Again, if you cancel 1 by 2. Okay, simple. Moving on to next, in that getting an odd number. Again, same event 3, odd number. So in the sample space you see the favorable outcomes. How many odd numbers are there? We want odd number. How many odd numbers are there? 1, 3 and 5 are the odd numbers. That is 3. So here you are seeing that each of the answer is 1 by 2. So here favorable outcome is 3, total outcome 6, again 1 by 2. So the event of getting a prime number, the event of getting a number between 2 and 6, and the event of getting an odd number, all has equal chances. Okay, that is half of the chances are there for each event to occur. Yeah, 14th question. One card is drawn from well shuffled deck of 52 cards. Find the probability of getting a king of red color. So here you have to be careful when you are doing the card problems. Total number of cards are here 52. The deck of cards, whenever he says, so total outcomes 52. And you already know about the cards. We have 2 different colors and 4 shapes, right? 2 shapes in each color. So here let us see first question. So first one, let us take event 1. That event 1 is getting a king of red color. Color is also mentioned. Okay, king of red color. Color is also mentioned, and the card king, right? So favorable outcomes. So in each set we have 1 king, each shape, and in red color we have 2 shapes, right? Red color 2 shapes. So in each shape, so in red color what are the shapes you have? Heart, okay, and diamond. So in each shape you will get 1 king, that is 2 kings, total favorable outcomes 2, right? So probability of event 1 is favorable outcome 2 by total outcomes. You are taking out the card from the deck of 52 cards. So 2 by 52, total outcomes is here always 52. So 2 ones 26, 1 by 26. Next, second question in this, a face card. Event 2 is a face card. See, when you are saying face card, in each set, what are the face card means? That king, queen and jack. You see a figure printed on that, right? A face printed. So that cards are known as face cards. So in each set you will get KQJ, 3 cards, 3 face cards in each set. So like that, how many shapes you have? 4 shapes, right? So 3 4s, total 12 face cards are there. So here favorable outcomes is equal to 12. Probability of event E2 is equal to favorable outcome by total outcomes 52. Okay, if you cancel 2 6 220, that is 4 table you can cancel, right? 4 3 is 12, 4 13, 3 by 13. Next, third one is a red face card. Here color is also mentioned. See, here we have taken 12 cards because here no color is mentioned. A face card, he said, just a face card. So in the deck of 52 cards, you have to take all the face cards, right? So that's why we have taken 12 face cards. Now in the third one, event 3, you see a red face card. Event 3 is red face card. So red face card means in heart shape, red color, we have KQJ, 3 face cards, and in diamond same KQJ. So total 6 cards only here. So favorable outcomes 6, and probability of event 3 is here favorable outcome 6 by 52, right? So 2 3s are 26, 3 by 26 is the probability of getting a red face card. Fourth one is Jack of Heart. Event 4 is Jack of Heart. So when he mentions shapes, it becomes easier that you have to just see that in the heart shape how many jacks are there. In the heart shape we have only one jack. So favorable outcome is 1, right? So probability of event 4, that is getting a Jack of Heart, is 1 by 52. It means only one card is there in the 52 card, okay? That is the Jack of Heart. Next, fifth one is a spade. So fifth one I am going to do directly. So spade, if you see favorable outcomes, only shape he mentioned. So in that shape, how many cards we have in the deck of cards in the spade? Total 52 cards, 2 colors, 26 are divided, and in each color 2 sets, 13, right? 2 shapes. So spade we have 13 cards. 13 spades cards are there. He did not mention any number or anything, just he said spade. So out of that 13 card, any card will come out, means my event is successful. So probability of event 5 is 13 by 52. If you cancel 13 once, 13 fours, right? So 1 by 4 is the probability. Moving on to last one, sixth one. Question is the Queen of Diamonds. Queen of Diamond. So sixth one, event E6, Queen of Diamond. So as we did before, the Jack of Heart. Here also shape is mentioned. So in that shape you have to see that how many jacks are there in that shape. Similarly here diamond. So in the diamond shape cards, how many queen cards are there? Only 1. So favorable outcome is 1. The probability of getting a Queen of Diamond card is 1 by 52, right? That is your 14th solution. So moving on to next question, 15th question. 5 cards, 10 Jack, Queen, King, Ace of Diamond has been shuffled and 1 card has been taken out. And what is the probability that the card is a queen? The first one, let us take event 1, getting a queen. So in the sample space, if you see how many queens are there, only 1. 1 card is in my favor out of the 5. So total outcomes are here 5. Only 5 cards you have taken, and you are shuffling that 5 cards, and from that you are picking up 1 card. And what is the probability of getting a queen? So here probability of event 1 is equal to favorable outcome is 1 by total outcomes 5. 1 by 5. Second, if queen is drawn and put aside. See, from this card, now after getting the queen, this queen has been put aside. This is again not mixed in the 5 cards. So now your new sample space is going to be, okay, 10 Jack, King, Ace. Now only 4 cards are there because the queen which you have got, that has been kept aside. What is the probability that the second card picked up is an ace? Now based on this you have to do the next 2 questions in that. One is A1 in that. What is the probability that the second card picked up is an ace? So event E2 is getting an ace. So here favorable outcome. How many A's are there in this set now? Don't see that sample space. Now the new sample space is 10 J, K, A. And here total outcome is nothing but 4. So 1 is in my favor. The probability of event 2 is going to be favorable outcome 1 by total outcome 4, 1 by 4. Next in that B question is been asked, what is the probability of getting a queen? So now event E3 is getting a queen. So let us see the favorable outcome. So here in this new sample space, how many queens do we have? 0, because already queen has been taken out as a first card and it has been kept aside. Now we don't have any queen, that is 0. So probability of getting a queen in this next attempt is 0. Favorable outcome by total outcome 4. That is, it is an impossible event, right? Because since there is no queen, even if you take out thousands lakhs of times from the deck of cards, you are not going to get queen as an outcome. Okay, so it is an impossible event. So moving on to next question, 16th question. 12 defective pens are accidentally mixed with 132 good ones. So there are 12 defective pens. Okay, defective pens has been mixed with 132 good pens, good one. Okay, so that makes total 144 pens, right? So it is not possible to just look at the pen and tell whether or not it is defective. One pen is taken out at a random. Determine the probability that the pen taken out is a good one. So 12 defective pens are mixed with 132 good ones. That makes the total 144 pens. Okay, in a box. Now when you take one pen, what is the probability that the pen is good one? That is the question. So here let us take the event E, that is getting a good pen. So here favorable outcomes are, how many are in my favor total in the sample space? Now sample space is 12 defective and 132 good one, total 144. So in that 144 pens, 132 pens are good. So out of that 132 pens, if any one pen will come out, my event is successful. So 132 are in my favor. The probability of this event is going to be favorable outcomes 132 by total outcomes 144, right? So you can cancel it, 12 11s, 12 12s. In 12 table if you cancel, you are going, your answer is 11 by 12. Okay, that is the answer. So moving on to next 17th solution. 17th solution. Here the question is a lot of 20 bulbs contains 4 defective ones. So so here sample space total 20 are there, 4 are defective. 4 defective plus 16 good ones, it means total 20 now. So 4 are defective means 16 are good ones. What is the probability that this bulb is defective? So what is the probability that if you take out a bulb, it is going to be a defective one? So here the favorable outcome is, how many defective bulbs are there in the sample space? 4. Okay, so probability of event 1 is favorable outcome 4 by total outcome 20. In 4 table if you cancel 4 1s are 4 5s, right? So 1 by 5 is the answer. And second one is, suppose the bulb drawn in 1 is not defective. So this is the question careful. Now we are going to get not defective in the sense, when you took the bulb in that attempt, you got a good one. Instead of defective one, you have taken out a good one, and it is not replaced. Means what you did, after taking out that bulb, you found it is a good bulb and you kept it as side. Now you are going to do the next event. Okay, it means again you are going to draw a bulb. What is the probability now? It is not defective one. Again you are going to do this attempt. So it means in the first attempt one good bulb is taken out. So 4 defective bulbs are still there in that box. Okay, and from the 16 good one you have taken out. So how many will be left? 15 good ones. So now you are in the sample space, total outcomes are left 19, because one bulb you have drawn and you kept it aside. So now favorable outcomes. So in the second event, what is your what is the outcome you want? You want non-defective bulb. Non-defective means it means a good one you want. So in this, how many good bulbs are there? 15. Okay. So probability of event E2 is 15 by 19. 15 in your favor, and total outcomes are now 19. Okay. So here this type of questions you have to be careful that here replacement means 4 defective, 16 good one were there. One you have taken out in one event. Okay, one trial you have done. You found that your event is not successful. Means in this case we were expecting a defective bulb, but what you got a good one. So that good bulb, after finding that it is a good, you kept it aside. You did not mix in the box. Okay, and you went for another trial, and there you were asked you want a good one. So now how many good bulbs are left? Already one you have taken and kept aside, so 15 are left. Total 19 bulbs are there in the box. So in this case your favorable outcomes are 15 good bulbs. Okay, which gives you the probability, the chances of getting the good bulb is 15 by 19.